Hello everyone, Stephen here from cigarnews.com, and while I'm doing a review on a particular cigar, I wanted to come on and kind of talk to you guys about a couple things that I think are good points that sometimes people have questions about, and maybe this will help answer the questions. Now, first and foremost, the respect of cigars in general. Most of your boutique cigars that you're going to get, pretty much all of your boutique cigars, they are rolled by hand by an individual, whether that's in the Dominican Republic, Honduras, Nicaragua, Mexico, America, Cuba. They're they're rolled by hand. There's somebody that is sitting down, putting tobaccos together, and rolling a leaf around them, and they take a lot of pride in their sticks that they have. Believe me. So first and foremost, I feel like there should be some respect for the cigars. Now, secondly, the main question that I think comes up a lot of times is, do you leave the band on or do you take the band off when you're smoking a cigar? And I think this can kind of go either way, and I'll kind of give you some examples. I feel when you're in a group of people, maybe people you don't necessarily smoke with all the time, maybe people you don't know, maybe it's a HERF event or something like that. My suggestion, and I think the proper thing to do, is take the band off before smoking the cigar. Now, excuse my language for saying this, I don't mean to offend anybody, but it's really smoking a cigar, or what cigar you have. It's not a pissing contest to see who has the better cigar, who spent the most money, or who's got the most rare. Smoking cigars is to be enjoyed by each individual person on their own level. So for that, I say take the band off when you're with people you don't know. Now, when I'm sitting around with a couple of my buddies, Frankie, Wes, all of them from cigarnews.com, we're pretty much probably going to smoke the same cigar. And if we're not, we all know what the cigar is that each other's smoking, and we don't necessarily take the time to take the band off, and we're not trying to compare to each other. Frankie and Wes and I have all had some amazing cigars, and we've also had some real cheap ones. We're not trying to compare to each other. We're just enjoying the time being together and smoking a cigar. Another thing about cigars is, I think you should keep in mind that we don't want to give cigar smoking a bad name. We don't want people to be offended because we're smoking cigars around them. Cigars have their own unique smell. To me, they're a very enjoyable smell, the secondhand smoke that comes off of them, the smokes that are released. I really enjoy those. Some people, however, do not. So keep that in mind. We don't want to offend anybody, but we also have the right to smoke cigars. So just kind of be careful about where you smoke them, or whether you're offending somebody. Maybe you can just take a few steps away and it doesn't bother them anymore. Don't forget though, you do have the right in America to do the things that we do, and one of those is smoking cigars. The next thing that I wanted to talk about, kind of going back to the respect of the cigars, and I think this was a very interesting point, and I apologize to the gentleman that I heard it a while back on the internet, but I thought it was a very good point. With the respect to the cigars and the people that make them, when you're done smoking a cigar, you don't tap it out in an ashtray. You let it sit, you let it rest, it's going to go out on its own. Matter of fact, you've probably sat around smoking cigars before and didn't take a puff off them for 4 or 5 minutes and noticed that the cigar went out on you. Let it go out on its own. Let it rest. When you're done, dispose of it, but don't tap it out in the ashtray. The gentleman that I heard that made the comment that I thought was very interesting is, he said, when you tap out a cigar in the ashtray, it's like making love to a beautiful woman and then banging her head in the headboard when you're done. Kind of rough, and I apologize for using that analogy, but that's really kind of the way it is. You're taking something that somebody has spent a lot of time and a lot of effort in, and a lot of pride in rolling for you. You've enjoyed it, and then when you're done with it, you just basically destroyed it. So keep those in mind. Main question, band or no band, in my opinion, when you're in a big group of people, don't try to show off who you are. Don't try to show off what your stick is. Take the band off, light it, enjoy it. Enjoy whether it's a $4 cigar or whether it's a $50 cigar. Enjoy it just as much as the next person. Hope this helps. You have any questions, feel free to ask. You can follow me at cigar_chief on Twitter or at Cigar News.